Hey, good morning. Thanks for coming back to the channel. Today we're going to change the fuel pump in this Jeep. It has a really rough idle, and we're going to see if that solves the problem. If you want to see more details about the problem itself via diagnosis, look for that video. It's going to be linked at the end of this. Hey, some additional information that I also should add. One of my frequent commenters, Ken, hey, thank you, Ken, suggested a whole bunch of other things I should try before I undertake this repair. I have done most of those things, and I wanted to detail them for you just in case you haven't checked them. One of the things that can cause similar problems is the idle air control valve. That's this guy right here. This is the idle air control valve. This right here is your mass air pressure sensor. And you've got this, I guess you call it a throttle body, I'm not sure, inside here. You can clean all of this with mass airflow cleaner. Again, you can change the idle air control valve. I changed it. That didn't fix the problem. I had cleaned it before. That made an improvement. When I put a new one of these in there, I got a slight improvement also, but really didn't fix the problem. I also put a new distributor cap and new wires and plugs. Again, didn't fix the problem. All these things improved the operation of the engine, but did not fix the problem. I also did some testing of the injectors. So the way I tested the injectors is I put a stick on my gas pedal to get myself up to, say, 1500 RPM. Then I went along and unplugged an injector, saw if the RPM of the engine changed. And, you know, if you have a good injector that's not clogged and you unplug it, you're definitely going to see a change in RPM. And basically I did that with all 4 injectors, and each one of them seemed to drop the RPM a considerable amount, and it was about the same drop in RPM when I checked each injector. So pretty confident it's not the injectors. I also checked for vacuum leaks, but could not find any. Alrighty, let's continue with this repair. All right, let's see what we can figure out here. I've got to probably drop the fuel tank. Let's see what it's going to take. All right, we've got to empty out this fuel tank. I bought the siphon pump off of Amazon. So here's the pump. It looks like it comes with 2 hoses here. So let's put the better hose on the intake, the one that doesn't have as many kinks in it. All right, so the problem right off the bat is the hose doesn't want to slide in there. I'm guessing I need to get this whole hose in there short by 6 inches, 8 inches, something like that. I was not able to get the siphon hose down the filler pipe, so we're going to lower the tank and see if I can get it in that way. I'm going to try taking this plastic piece off. If it comes off, I think it'll make it just that much easier. All right, I can see by looking in there, the filler pipe goes in, takes a very sharp, probably a 45, goes down a few inches, and then takes another 45. I think what would be easiest for me is if I could get in there, I could disconnect this filler and maybe get directly in there. I don't know. Well, there's a hose clamp in there, which is what you would expect. Look at this, the ground on the filler pipe is rotted off. That's not good. It's not going to be fun. It seems like the hose clamp on the filler pipe is so rotted. I'm going to have a heck of a time getting it out. So even though I don't want to do this, I think I'm going to have to drop the tank a bit with the fuel in it and then get all that apart. All right, so to take this tank down, we're gonna have to drop this shield. Obviously, this shield has seen better days. Concave areas in the tank, if that's how the tank is, or if it's been caused by hitting rocks or something as I've been going up to the homestead property. So I think that's the only thing that holds the tank. We've got, looks like 4 bolts here. I don't know where those 2 bolts go. Seems odd. And over here, it looks like this just hangs on these hooks, I think. They look like hooks for hinges. I think they're hinges of some sort. So, well, all right, before I actually drop the tank, I'm going to relieve any fuel pressure. Well, it seems like we don't have any fuel pressure to relieve, so that's good. I'm also going to disconnect the battery. So off camera here, I removed the bolts holding up the shield on the tank. Seems like it's hanging up on the filler pipe. Like I gotta get that out of there. Or maybe if I push on it, I can get it to clear. Not quite sure. Lower it a little more and see what happens. It seems like it's kind of hanging up somehow. It looks like these other bolts, I wasn't quite sure what they did, but there's a couple more bolts in this skid plate slash tank support, and it looks like there's 2 straps in there. So I'm thinking that maybe those straps go to the top somehow, and that's what's hanging it up. So I'm gonna jack this up a bit and disconnect those straps. I want to be pretty careful with this. The last thing I want to do is have something to deal with. Pretty poor design. As you loosen that strap, there's a sharp corner on it that wants to cut into that plastic. So before that continues to happen, I'm gonna slip something behind it. Got myself a piece of wood to slide between the tank and that strap so I can loosen it. Hope that gives you a good view of it. Whoa. There we go. Snapped off, which is what I expected. Pretty damn rusty. So let's see if it goes down if I lower this a little bit. Seems like the sheet metal's coming down, but not the tank itself. All right, so here's the 2 clamps. Looks like I probably have enough room now to do something here. I don't know, pretty crusty. I hope they just break. I think that filler hose will clear the frame. We're pretty low at this point. Let's push on, wiggle on, whatever. This'll. Yeah, I think it's just the filler pipe hanging around. I think I should be able to bring the whole thing down without taking that off. Sure, I'm going to be putting new clamps on it. Maybe at this point I can get in there. I don't know though. It's pretty tight. Yeah, that's coming right down. I just gotta keep working it. All right, I think I must be able to get at these clamps here. It's 8mm. I think if I push on these hoses in between the frame and coming down. See if we can get the hose off. I think we got pretty good access. Now, this presents a big problem because there's fuel in the tank. See if there's anything else that we can see up there that's holding things up. There's a loose piece of something on the top. Can't be good. Still some wiring, but feels like there's plenty of slack. Hose. Go around a different way. I don't see anything really hanging me up. Seems like the other side of the tank is not coming down. Maybe that's where the problem is. There we go. Now let's see if we can get at this clamp. There we go. Good, get it off there. Well, it sounds like we're having a fire or something. There we go. Well, let's see if that pump will work now. I'd like to really get a lot of gas out of there, not have to worry about trouble. There we go. I think there's some sort of baffle in the tank. Oh yeah. Pumping gas now. Oh, there we go. Got 5 gallons. This is lining up with us being empty. Or as empty as we're gonna get. So this is cool. Alright. There we go. Alright. Okay. That is excellent. Rusty. You're in New England here, so still feels like there's quite a bit of weight. Not so much. Come to find out, there was still probably 4 gallons in this tank. It's electrical part right here. This electrical connector is kind of unusual. There's, you can see this little red portion of it. On the side where there's 3 pieces of plastic. In the center there, you need to pull that center tab down, and then you can push the entire piece of red plastic sideways, and that will disengage so you can pull the 2 pieces apart. Still having a heck of a time getting this connect removed. Automotive connectors are something else, you know. Couldn't make something more difficult. There we go. I don't think it's justified. Wow, that was a pain in the ass. Let's take it out. See. Wow, huh? Oh, look at that. That's not supposed to fold down like that. I thought it was hinged. It's just so rotted that it was acting like a hinge. That's incredible. I guess I was supposed to, there must be some bolts up there that I got to get this thing off. But I thought this had some kind of hinging arrangement, but it's just rotted. Oh, that is funny. I'm tapping very lightly on this spring, on these little ears, because I don't want to snap them off, and I don't want to have to buy one anymore. Okay, so let's here's a fuel filter. Not even connected to the fuel pump. Yeah, it looks pretty dirty to me. I think we can see why the fuel gauge doesn't work very well. This thing's like all worn out. I don't know if I should just be buying a new fuel pump or taking this apart and trying to figure out how to fix it. This right here looks like it slips on there somehow. I don't see anything to keep it on. Ah, there's more to this. There's another thing. Okay. Well, this looks like people have been in here before. Looks like this was probably the filter from one. Now look at that. That don't look good. So very odd that there's two filters in the bottom. You would think, well, I guess if somebody had worked on this and didn't empty the tank, they probably wouldn't have been too inclined to fish out whatever was left in there. Interesting. There's some sort of baffle or something in there. There's a little contraption with a ball, a lot like what you have in your shop vac. Again, let's move this gas out of here. Alright, the tank seems pretty clean. I expected I was going to see all kinds of crap in the bottom of that. I did not. Oh, this is interesting. Look at all the black crap that's coming out of the fuel line. Ooh. Well, that can't be good. That can't be good at all. I feel like I'm going to end up buying a new fuel pump. I really don't feel I can probably repair this. I'm going to disconnect the fuel line over here. See if I can, if there's all kinds of crap in it or what the deal is. You get that off, and I think you need to release it. See what comes out of here. Oh, a little bit of crap, but not that much, surprisingly. Let's put another one on there. Okay, we're pretty cleaned out there. So this is what that skid plate looked like when we got it out. These are the two straps that went across the top. These weren't rusted out per se. I mean, they look pretty bad. But they go in here like that, over the tank, and then down in that hole. These plastic doodads go on there. I guess they're pop riveted onto the strap, and their job is to keep the tank from rubbing on anything above, I guess. So I'm gonna need two of these straps, a new one of these. It's really very clean. All right, so I got a brand new fuel pump. Make sure the connector is the same. Yeah, we got the same connector. All right, so we've got new seal. I don't like that. The seal seems a lot bigger than the hole. Let's see if I can get it in there. Little persuasion, I was able to get it in there, no problem. All right, now, well, this is interesting. This pump doesn't have an arrow on it like the old pump. So here's the old pump. All right, so on this tank, there's two grooves here, right here under my thumb. This is on a pump that comes with a an arrow. You're supposed to point the arrow to these two grooves. Okay, this pump does indeed actually have an arrow. What happened is this regulator slash filter, you can turn it. So it was right over the arrow, so I couldn't see it. Oh, it looks like I'm gonna have to put it on the ground so I can push hard. All right, I think I got it started. Boy, that was tough. Wow, it's amazing. All right, I've got it seated all the way around. That was amazingly difficult. Okay, I'm gonna call that good. I feel it's really snug there. So this belongs that way. It looks like I gotta take this little clip off of the old pump here. See if I can do that. There we go, that was pretty easy. All right, so here's the new skid plate. Funny thing about this is it's made by Dorman, but on the back side it says genuine parts and accessories Mopar. So I don't know if Dorman makes the parts from Mopar or what. The other odd thing I ran into when I bought this is that skid plate. That skid plate needs straps. to go across the tank. All the pictures for this skid plate do not show anything coming with it other than the bottom metal plate. So I ran around to buy straps. I had to go quite a ways to buy new straps, and I also chased for some hardware, and then I opened the box and I found everything was in there. It's kind of crazy. Took a few minutes and I knocked off all the scale as best I could. This bolt right here was snapped off, so I managed to get another bolt up in there. Doesn't come with any kind of retaining clip, unlike the ones that exist here already have a clip in them. I think you can probably see that in the photos here. So this didn't come with a clip. I don't have any. So I just took some dental floss and tied it off. Hopefully that'll work, because it was extremely difficult to get that bolt in there. There's just almost enough space to get the head of that bolt between the floor and this frame bracket. And then there's a hole in this frame bracket where you drop that bolt down. Very, very hard to get it in there. I lost one bolt up in this frame bracket, and I don't know, can't get it out, so I'm gonna stop worrying about it. Let's put the tank on. All right, so I've got this tank in here. It needs to still go up a little bit further. I got the fuel line connected. It's very tight here. Very difficult to get the tank into position. I'd like to tighten these hoses, but I'm worried they need to rotate a little bit. I think if I had a second set of hands, this would be a lot easier. There we go. I guess I'm gonna stop right here and tighten these hoses. Okay, those hoses tightened up. Okay, I got that I've got it up there on this side anyway. This one with the dental floss is a struggle. All right. Okay, we have almost all the nuts on there. All right, I've got the pump all connected, electrical, all the hoses. The tank is screwed up into place, so everything is fully done on that end. So I just put about 3 gallons or so of gas in it. I didn't want to put too much in case there's some sort of problem and I got to take the tank back down. What I want to do is I want to run the key a few times so that it pumps gas down the fuel line, and so it can kind of blow out the fuel line if there's something in there. All right, to flush this line out here, I think this is a good idea. I don't know how good an idea it is, but it's the idea I'm going with. See a tiny bit of setup. Just a tiny bit. Let's try another one. Okay, there's one tiny speck of black in here. So if I get any more, I'll know I should see at least one. Okay, I got 3 specks. All right, I don't see any more contaminants. All right, let's try starting it, see what happens. Well, this went on for about 10 minutes. It really had me kind of worried. In hindsight, I guess I should have realized I needed to bleed the fuel line. But anyways, I got past it. All right, I think it's idling pretty well. Let's take it for a test drive and see how it behaves. Okay, it's idling like it used to. Now look at that, we slowed right down. We're idling along. This is how this Jeep used to behave. All right. This is where we were the other day. This is the extent of the test drive we took prior to the repair, and we were stumbling and dying and everything. Make sure to watch my video where I diagnosed the rough idle on this Jeep to see just how bad it was. Well, there we go. It looks like it's repaired. You know, this is a hard problem to solve because who wants to change the fuel pump? You know, it's a big pain in the butt job. I was probably lucky that my skid plate was all rusted out. So, you know, I researched this a lot on the internet, reading Jeep forums and so on and so forth. There's a couple guys that I saw them posting this exact same problem, and they chased around it for forever, and they never responded back that they fixed it and this is how they fixed it, which I'm assuming they never fixed it. One of the things that they also encountered was that the fuel pressure was oscillating at low RPM, just like what I was having. So it was oscillating at very low RPM, just like I was seeing. Now, the response to other people to that issue are, hey, what is the range that you're seeing? And oh, here's the fuel pressure that's required in the system, plus or minus so many PSI. So people are taking the attitude that, you know, if the spec says 50 pounds plus or minus 5 PSI, they're saying, well, the pressure can be between 45 and 55. Well, yeah, if those were the numbers and those were the tolerances, yes, the pressure can be between those ranges, but it can't oscillate within those ranges. You know, you've got a computer that's trying to decide how much fuel to put into each cylinder. When it's making that decision, it has to do with the results from previous fuel injections into the cylinders. So the amount of fuel that's actually going to come out of that injector is got two components. It's got the pressure of the fuel and the amount of time the valve is open. So if the pressure is changing, the amount of fuel you're getting coming out into the cylinder is going to be different than what maybe the computer was planning on. So I think we got a good fix. So if you're seeing an oscillating fuel pressure, even if you think it's within the range, and when I say oscillating, we're talking the needle oscillating like that. If it's oscillating like that and you're seeing the same kind of symptoms I'm seeing, I think I changed the fuel pump. I think it was the fuel pressure regulator, but I changed the entire sending unit, I guess is what you call it. My fuel gauge wasn't working sometimes. So since I was in there, buying all the separate parts makes no sense. Replace the whole unit. So if anything changes with this and that fix, meaning, you know, after a month it no longer has solved the problem or anything like that, I will post it in the comments. So make sure to check the comments to see if there's any updates as it relates to this. And hey, thank you for taking the time to watch my videos. Please make sure to like and subscribe. You know, I do lots of different things. I work on vehicles, I do homesteading things, a whole bunch. So stick around, subscribe, and we'll see you later. Have a good one. Bye.